Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm going to be continuing with my reactions to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Currently we are on Season 1, Episode 6B, Minotaur Maze. And just like what I said for last episode, I am hoping that this episode is going to be getting into some more actual like story and plot-based stuff of this show, if the show even has anything resembling that. I think it does, but I'm not exactly sure what would constitute that. I guess I just want to get into some actual like main villain, main antagonist, lackeys, fights, like what we got either in the first episode or in the second episode, which was episode 2A, I believe, Origami Tsunami. I want more of that. It's not that the other episodes that we've gotten are bad or anything. The visuals are amazing, the action is amazing, but it's just that there's nothing for me to bite my teeth into. And that is really, really, really annoying me. Because at this point, I'm kind of enjoying the 1987 series more, because at least that one has a plot. Despite some other issues, at least there's an actual plot that moves throughout the episode, you know? So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that based on the title of the episode, so I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but you never know. Anyway, as usual, before we get into the reaction, I do want to remind you that you can get a full-length version of these reactions over on my Patreon or Ko-fi account, where by subscribing at the specific tier I've created for it, you get access to all of my cartoon full-length reactions. Alternatively, you can also go at the higher tier, which gives you access to my full-length live-action TV series reactions and my movie full-length reactions. Those are at a separate higher tier because those videos require more time and effort to produce, thus it only makes sense for them to be more expensive. Although still, they are kind of at a discount when you think about it. But yeah, whether you want to go for the higher tier or for the lower tier, it's completely up to you. You can also just stick with the YouTube videos. I don't want to tell you what to do anyway. So yeah, enough talking about stuff you don't give a shit about. Let's just get into the reaction in 3, 2, 1.
Check this out, power jitsu.
Okay, this looks pretty cool.
Not bad. But check out these puppies. Time for power jitsu. If you guys want to see...
It's kind of interesting how Raph and Mikey's weapons can kind of do more than one thing, whereas Leo can only do portals, if you...
Now I can see all the mystic energy hidden around New York. You're welcome and thank you.
Are we finally getting into some mystic shit?
Hey, what about that laundromat?
It looks like a laundromat. But what do we have?
Like something like what we got in the first episode?
Whoa. Underneath that old lady skin is some sort of fire mutant thing.
It looks like a goat. Like a devil goat.
She just disappeared into that wall.
And yeah, did we learn in that episode with the worm that there is like a whole alternative mystical dimension in New York?
My blood sugars are
That mutants or creatures or whatever can go to?
Step aside. Let's put the prettiest face first.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why? If anyone's gonna get us inside, it's me.
I see you're gonna be using Plan Xander, is that it?
Nice try, pretty boy.
What? How did you do that?
Leave me.
Okay, I kind of like this actually, it's kind of enjoyable. It kind of has a more serious tone reminiscent of like the 2003 series. Kind of like it.
Oh, no.
I'm old school.
Fine. Would you like to enter alone?
You know what? Make it for 4. Because what's the point of being a champion if you can't rub it in your brother's face? Sweet.
Yeah, tell that to Mikey in the 2003 series. He sure loved saying constantly that he was the Battle Nexus champion. I mean, he fucking earned it.
Greatest. Left here.
Man, Maze Runner 1 is such a good fucking movie. I remember when I watched it for the first time in like 2017, I think it was. I literally just read it in like a fucking newspaper that this movie was gonna be happening, and I was like, okay, sounds cool, let's watch it. It was really cool.
That's... Okay, don't need olives.
It's kind of interesting how each of the creatures that they're fighting is kind of reminiscent in some ways of one of the turtles.
No mystic powers? Then why can't I just use my power punch and take down this wall?
Funny story, but I may have left one thing out. The only rule in the Maze of Death is no mystic powers.
Maze of what now?
Okay, 2 things.
Okay, then Donnie can use his weapon because his weapon is not mystic, it's science. You know, I feel like here they've kind of switched the personalities of Raph and Leo, because I feel like Leo would never go for something like that and risk the life of his brothers. And that has nothing to do with him being the leader. And Raph is always so rushed that I don't think he would have the forethought to care about his brothers like this, you know?
You're a champion.
I did it! Oh, I really am the best at
Who dares to try and eat my pizza without following the strict customer agreement?
That cannot be good.
Yep. You could have just used Donnie's weapon.
You can't escape me.
He is not mystic based.
I am the assistant manager of this maze, and the maze does what I want, pending corporate approval.
Uh-oh. This is probably the best episode that is still not focusing on the main plot, because at least it has a really, really fun and entertaining concept of a, like, Maze Runner, basically.
You're not talking about famous Minotaur pizza on 19th, are you?
Oh,
Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Talk about FMP on 19? Oh, I love that place.
That garbage those idiots call pizza? Wait until you try mine! This pizza good. Best you've ever had?
Really appreciate you letting us go. It was the right thing to do. Who's your champion now, guys?
Yeah. Oh, they actually did get the picture. I was thinking that maybe she was just gonna let them go and not give them the picture because they still cheated. I feel like that would have been the kind of moral of the story. Don't cheat. But yeah, I don't think this show really cares about a moral of the story. It's just kind of, like I said, pointless fluff. It's just a roller coaster ride with no rhyme or reason. But at least, in this case, it was a cool roller coaster. I definitely enjoyed this one. It had a lot of interesting action, a lot of similar vibes, or at least it just reminded me of other episodes or ideas from that TMNT has done, so I appreciate it for that. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, the visuals and the action were pretty cool, and in this episode I kind of gave a shit more about what was happening, thus the action was a little bit more entertaining as well, and it felt impactful to have really cool action. But we're still nowhere near close to plot-based stuff for the show, and I feel like the more time it's going to take, the more I'm gonna keep complaining about it at this point. And I know that it's probably gonna get very annoying to you guys for me to say this shit every fucking reaction. I'll try not to complain about it every single video. I will try to. I've just been recording 3 days in a row, each day an episode, so that's why I keep repeating it, but I'll try not to say it again, but that is how I feel right now, and I will continue to feel until we actually get something that either involves Baron Draxum or the Foot Ninjas, because we've only had them in one episode, and those have been the 2 best episodes of this show, so yeah, I don't know. In terms of rating, I did like it more, like I said, so I am going to give it an 8.4 out of 10. So, take that however you want. But yeah, what did you guys think about this episode? Comment your thoughts down below, and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 5 patrons on Patreon. Deadpool, August Dice, Little Uzi, Corby Dead, and King Mr. Mew. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything. And that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say.
And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos to my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account, where you can pledge support and help get the channel going, have support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!